Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Tracy DeMario, and I am the Superstar Director for the Scented Bliss family. I am so glad that you guys took out the time out of your day today to train with us. So we're going to just hop right in and get this party started. First of all, I just want to say, if you are a brand new consultant, welcome. We're super excited that you chose Scentsy and that you are a part of the Scented Bliss family. If you happen to be a consultant that recently reinstated your account, or maybe you joined Scentsy and just didn't get right out of the gate right away for whatever reason, we're happy that you're participating, and I'm hopeful that you will learn some things throughout this session that's going to get you on your way with your business. So here we go. We're going to move right along. Okay, first thing as a new consultant, you want to make sure that you do is you want to complete the first things first checklist. So you should have gotten an email from Scentsy after joining, and it would have it there, as well as when you log into your workstation. Once you log into your workstation, one of the first things you're going to see is a checklist that you need to complete, and it's really important you do so. I always tell my team members, as you're going through that checklist, if you have questions about something that you see or you're not sure you understand something, just make some notes so that you can message me and we can do a follow-up later regarding any questions that you might have around that. Next up, you want to make sure that you familiarize yourself with the Scentsy standards and that you've got product knowledge for reference. These are things that you're going to be utilizing and referring back to throughout your journey. Now, again, I'm kind of old school. I joined Scentsy almost 15 years ago, and I know one of my best tools as a new consultant is I actually had a 3-ring binder, and in my 3-ring binder, I printed off all of my go-to reference items, and I literally took that binder everywhere I went. Now, many of us are very technology based now. So if you prefer digitally, then obviously, you can do your thing that way, and that's totally fine. What's most important is that you at least know how and where to find the information. And I'm going to share some resources at the very end to kind of show you again where you can find these things. The Scentsy standards, so just a really brief commercial, they are not a set of rules per se. Instead, we call them standards. It's just basically things that have been put in place to ensure that all of our businesses stay strong and as a company that we flourish. So we don't want to look at them as like rules or Scentsy trying to slap our hand, but instead they're trying to protect all of us and our brand to ensure, again, that we align in best practices and that we represent ourselves to the best of our ability. We talk a lot about building your list of 100, and a common thing that people say to me is 100, I don't know 100 people. And I want you to know that first of all, you probably do, but more importantly, it's just start your list. In your consultant guide, and I will show you where to locate that if there's some of you here that are not familiar with the consultant guide, because that's going to be one of those Scentsy Bibles, as I refer to, that you will refer to often. In the consultant guide, there is a paper there that gives you the opportunity to list out your list of 100. And I'm going to tell you throughout your Scentsy journey, you're going to reflect on that. You're going to grow that. You're going to be adding, subtracting. It's going to change a lot, but it's going to be something we refer to frequently because all of us have utilized it to grow our businesses. So again, just start with your friends, your families, your neighbors, your old neighbors, your husband's friends, your brother's friends, who you used to work with, who you currently work with, who does your husband work with, who do your kids go to school with, you really want to just brainstorm any and all of those people that you know somehow, some way, because that's going to be how you initially launch and introduce your business to those people. So again, next step, connect with friends and family, make sure they know of your new business. So I'm not telling you to go out there and blast them and say, hey, I sell Scentsy, what do you want? But at the same time, I do want you to, you need to be making commercials for yourself. You do need to be letting the universe know that you are now a Scentsy lady, because maybe they were buying from somebody at their workplace who they don't even like, but they want Scentsy, so they were buying it from them. If they have a personal connection to you, they would much rather choose you to purchase Scentsy from. So you need to make sure that you're sharing it out everywhere and letting everybody know that you are now in business. You do want to build and create your social media preference. There's so many different avenues to this. And, depending on your preferences, you can be on all of the things, or maybe you're exclusively on Instagram or Facebook. You can choose what social media presence you want, but the reality is that's where That's where business is. You know, I'm still very old school. I love just to talk to people, and I like to do things one-on-one when I'm out and about. And I certainly want to tell you to continue to work the business that way. But the reality is so many people are utilizing social media. So you don't want to be shy or scared to make your presence known. Instead, you want to use that as a platform to introduce your business, to introduce the products. More importantly, educate people on our products. You know, people assume they know we sell warmers and wax, but what do they know about our wax? What do they know about our warmers? How and why are we different from other things they're going to see elsewhere? Let alone our, you know, our Scentsy Clean, let alone our new wall diffusers, our pods, you know, the different products that we have. So you can use those platforms to really go out there and share Scentsy. A big thing I like to tell my consultants is never wait for your kit to arrive. You do not have to have your kit to get started. The moment you get enrolled, we want you going through completing that new consultant checklist. We want you getting your launch party kicked off and started. And that can mean a lot of things. Launch parties, there's no one way to do them. And again, we want you sharing it out with as many people as possible, because you can start collecting orders right away, instantly. So that is something we want to make sure. People a lot of times will say to me, oh, well, I don't have my kit yet. Does not matter. You do not need the kit to get busy. And we're here to help you with that. Okay, so when we talk about a launch party, like I said, that can mean a lot of different things to people. I personally love in-person launch parties. So if you're available to do an in-person launch party, that is my first and favorite way to do it. People love to get together. They are ready to get together. Invite your friends, family members, your neighbors to come over and share what came in your kit. You know, that is a great way to introduce them to Scentsy and to the new scents, and it's fun. It's a really good time. Some people prefer to do theirs completely online. I recently have had some consultants that have been using a text party, a text version of a launch party, and have been very successful. So there are a lot of different ways that you can do a launch party. And if on your workstation, once you're going through that new consultant checklist, you are going to see training and introduction on how to have a launch party, okay? You're going to want to create a party link. Again, as a new consultant, when you log into your workstation, one of the very first things that you're going to see is create a party. So in the event that maybe that time has come and gone and you don't see that on your workstation, you can simply go to your workstation and click on order and create a party. We are going to encourage you to always have an open party link. By having an open party link, when your friends, family members, and people actually go to shop on that link, it lets you as the consultant accrue host rewards that then you can utilize at a later date. Now, I like to make sure I make this clear because it can get confusing. If someone goes on your website and orders, you still get commission. No matter what, you get commission from anything anybody buys from you. But if they click the link, the party link, and order from the party link, all of their orders are going to go into that party, which at a later date, you can close out to get free and half price items. And Scentsy allows us as a consultant to do that as often as we want. So that's the difference between ordering from a party link and just ordering directly from your website. I'm going to go over and share, actually, they now are referring units to guides. I will share that here in a little bit. And I will tell you, on YouTube, we are so blessed to have so many amazing Scentsy consultants that are very skilled, creative, and talented, and have been extremely successful, that are very, very, very great about sharing on YouTube. So if you simply go to YouTube, and if you were to put how to have a Scentsy launch party, how to make Scentsy samples, basically anything around Scentsy, you are going to find other consultants and leaders that have shared their best tips and their best practices. So take advantage of that as well. There's not just one way to do things, you're going to find. Something else that we provide as an organization within the Scented Bliss family is within our Facebook group, we have sample posts that you can share. So some of us may put together something on social media, and we will then say, this is a sample post. This is something you can use. You can use the images, you can use the wording. We do encourage you to change it up and make it your own. For example, we have consultants from Texas, from other parts of the country, and they're really common about, using the word y'all. Well, here in Missouri, that's not common. So if I'm copying and pasting somebody's sample post and I'm using y'all, that's not going to be real authentic. And most people are going to be like, okay, what is she trying to be? Okay, because she's not from Texas or wherever. So keep that in mind that you do want to try to make them your own. Now, we do have a compliance training on the workstation as far as around our licensed products. So we are so excited that Scentsy continues to grow our brand by bringing on more and more licensed items such as Disney, Harry Potter, Marvel. The newest is Friends, which I know many are super excited about, and the list goes on and on. But as an agreement with Scentsy and these companies that we now have these license agreements, there are certain things that we can and we cannot do to promote them. It's really important that you familiarize yourself so that we are doing things the right way. And if you need additional assistance in locating that training, please reach out to your upline director and we are more than happy to guide you in that direction. Okay. So here's just a copy of one of the kits, and depending on which kit you purchase determines what the contents are, because we do at times have a variety of different kits available to you. And I highly recommend, I wish I would have done a better job of documenting my start and my journey in Scentsy. I definitely recommend taking a picture of the kit when you get it. Take a picture of you with the kit when you get it and share that out on social media. Message that out to your friends and your family members. Get excited about it. I mean, you've just started a new business. You have a new opportunity to do so many great things. And we're super excited for you and we want to cheer you on. And I can tell you there's people in your corner and around you that equally will do so. So make sure that you do that. In your kit, again, depending on which kit you've purchased, I do want to highlight a couple of things because I know this can be confusing to people. We have what's called a catalog, a showcase brochure, and product sheets or product lists. The catalogs are beautiful. They're obviously really, really nice. The showcase brochures are very glossy, really pretty, and they just don't have the bundle and save options. That's the biggest difference between the two of those two. And then we have product sheets, which are just paper. They're very inexpensive, just tear off sheets. This is how I utilize those three business supplies. The product sheets, which are very inexpensive, I hand out to the masses. So I give those to my banker. When my daughter was at school, I handed those out at the PTA meetings. You know, when I go to my dentist, I hand them out to everybody in the dentist office. Like I hand those out like they're candy, okay? Because they don't cost me a lot of money. And I really want to work on expanding my customer base and reminding my current customers or my current places that I go that I'm a Scentsy lady. My product sheets, the showcase brochures are my personal favorite. They are not real expensive and they're beautiful. And they basically have everything I need my customers to see. I just let them know, hey, whenever you get your order together, contact me and I'll bundle it together to give you the best price. They're very lightweight to mail. So they're easy to mail, they're just easy to work with. And again, they look really great. Now, I personally love our catalogs, but one catalog costs $2.22 to mail. So that can be quite costly. As I mentioned, the showcase brochure, you can actually fold it in threes and mail it for one stamp. Or if you fold it in half and mail it in a 6x9, it is the extra stamp. It's approximately $1 to mail. So again, they're a lot less expensive. So my catalogs, I keep those and I give those and I mail them as well as hand out to my really good customers, my past hosts, and people that are thinking about joining my team. Okay, so I don't hand those out to the masses because again, they're quite costly and they do cost a lot to mail. So that's just my little commercial on how I utilize business supplies. But remember, this is your business. So myself and others, as we're working with you, you see things. There's no one way to do this business. You do what works best for you. We're just sharing some of our successes and things that have been beneficial to us. Okay. Okay, your first 70 days are the most critical. Those are your go time, okay? And within your first 70 days, you have the opportunity to earn some different awards. The first of which is the Shooting Star Award. If within your first 500 days, or your first 15 days, your first 15 days, you sell 500 PRV, you earn the Shooting Star Award. Now, what that gives you, and you'll be able to read more details of this in the consultant guide, it gives you the opportunity to, over the course of 90 days after you've earned it, to order the Shooting Star Enhancement Kit, which has a variety of different products available. and you're going to get it at like $200, and you're getting over $300 in product. So it's a really good value, but it's also just a great goal to set for yourself to try to hit that shooting star award. The next one, you have the first 70 days to earn 1, 2, or 3 of the sensational start levels. So this is a variety of things. You can earn some of these levels by just your PRV alone, by just selling. And some of the levels you would then earn by also sponsoring. Okay. But here's what we know is if you work your business, you will be successful at earning one of those levels. And again, work closely with your sponsor and your upline directors, because we get more excited about our new consultants that are invested and eager to be successful than our own personal business. At least I know I do. So please make sure you're reaching out, because we want to help you succeed and reach one of those levels. Okay, where do I go for answers? Well, there's a lot of different options. As I just said, all of you have a sponsor. All of you have a director. Some of you have a star director, and all of you have a superstar director that is myself. And this is really the order you want to go to as far as getting your assistance and getting your help. If you're not sure who these individuals are, on your workstation, on the dashboard, it's going to show you who your sponsor is and who your upline director is. And you maybe have even heard from some of them. I know some of the directors and star directors send messages out when they have new team members. So maybe you've heard from them. Save their contact information so you can refer back to them. Of course, the workstation has endless loads of training and the news tab, which we're going to encourage you to check on a regular basis. That is your go-to place for information. We have new consultant trainings every single Tuesday that corporate does. They are recorded. So if you work during the day and are not able to watch them live, you will find the playbacks located in the workstation, and we can again show you where to find that information. Consultant support. I cannot say enough. Please save this number, take a picture of this, whatever you need to do. Save this number and do not hesitate to contact them. I still contact them when I have questions or having challenges or difficulties or having a moment where I need some additional information or can't remember where I found something. So consultant support is there to assist you. And I know where I'm at in Kansas City, they're open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. So they have really long hours. And don't be afraid if you can't figure out how to order something, if you're having a hard time doing your host rewards, any questions you might have, don't hesitate. They don't mind. You're not bothering them. Of course, you've got your fellow consultants and fellow team members that you can always utilize. That is one thing. Scentsy is the only product I've ever sold and the only direct sales company I've ever been a part of. But I can tell you, I have got a lot of people who have been with other companies that have come to Scentsy, and they tell me time and time again that the spirit of generosity and their fellow Scentsy sisters and misters sharing is like nothing else. And I hope that you have already embraced that and you've discovered that. And I know for certain you're going to if you haven't yet already. Again, on YouTube, Scentsy has their official YouTube page or their YouTube channel. Definitely you want to follow that, subscribe to that, because they do videos on all of our new products, which are perfect to share out with your customers. Really good ones. I love the ones personally where they actually share like how they made this warmer and all the time and energy and hours that went into making the warmer. And there's really good ones on our products like Scentsy Go, on our air diffuser, on our premium diffuser. So endless videos that you can copy and share out to help educate and train up your customers on the Scentsy products. Of course, we've got many, many Facebook groups. In fact, you can get a little carried away with all of the Scentsy Facebook groups. So don't get yourself overwhelmed with which ones you decide to do. I have the Scented Bliss family group, which is a very large group, and that is for anyone who is in my organization. Your directors may have their own team pages. And like I said, there's a lot of other groups too. So join the ones that you feel are going to best support you in your business. But if anytime you're a part of any groups that are negative and are not helpful, remove, leave. Because just like in all things, I wish I could tell you every single Scentsy environment is positive, but in all things, you're always going to have some of those people in all the things who want to try to rain on your parade. And we don't need to be a part of that. So in the event you ever find yourself in that environment, just leave those pages. Just do. You have my permission. One of the other things I want to be sure that you follow along with is official Scentsy pages is the family consultant. So when you're on Facebook, you're looking for these pages, one of which is Scentsy Family Consultants. Heidi and Orville Thompson, which are our owners who are currently serving a mission and will be back in July, which we're so excited about next July. And Dan Orchard. And we refer to these commonly in the Facebook group. So if you're kind of lost on that, we will give you reminders. And again, if you took a picture of this, you certainly can ask us and we can direct you in the right direction of that as well. Okay. Okay, let's talk a few things. We've got a few more things I want to talk about real quick, and then we can answer up to some questions after I share some resources. First of which is some business subscriptions that you can utilize. As a new consultant, you got your PWS, which stands for Personal Website. 3 months, it's free. After that, it is $15 a month. Now, here's what I want to tell you guys is here's the reality. We're in 2023 and most businesses have a website. So you are going to find it to be essential, I think, in having your business. It is optional. It's not required. If for some reason you decide you don't want it after the 90 days free, you have that opportunity. But I'm here to tell you, people like buying online. They like shopping online. And I have a lot of customers that I will send to my website to look at what they want, but then message me their order. So having that available, just because maybe you're not getting a lot of orders, does not mean that it's not working or that people aren't going there and they're not checking it out. A couple of other reasons why you the team, you have to have it for sponsoring. Okay, so that's really important. You have to have it for sponsoring. The other thing you're going to need is in the event that you want to do any pre-orders or for Scentsy Club subscriptions, which we will talk more about a little later. And we have our flash sales or warehouse sales. You do have to have a website for customers to take advantage of most of those items. So it is what I consider to be an essential business expense, and you can write it off on your taxes. Another subscription that is offered as an option to consultants, and this is a consultant perk, it's our Warmer and Scent of the Month subscription. You do get PRV on this. You do get commission on this. And it is also, again, a business write-off. So what this contains, and there'll be additional information on our group about this, but what it contains is every month we have a new warmer and a new scent that comes out. So Scentsy pre-bundles these so where you as a consultant can purchase them and get them the month prior to when they're available to your customers. So you can utilize those for your marketing of the new products. Okay. All right, here we go. And then here's a couple of other things. Some of this is just stuff that you need to be sure to tell yourself and remind yourself of often. Number one, be kind to yourself. Remember, everybody learns differently. Some, like I said, some consultants I have had join and within 24 hours, I'm like, oh my gosh, they've already put in an order. Some consultants join and they are much slower pace, and that's okay. You don't need to compare your pace. It's not a race. Everybody is different in why they joined and how they're going to work this business into their real life. And that's okay. So that's important to know too. If you don't hit the shooting star award, big deal. So what? I can tell you my sponsor, Diane Dreyer, who is a phenomenal lady and an extremely successful Scentsy lady, she did not hit any of the new consultant milestones. She didn't hit shooting star. She didn't hit any of the sensational start levels. In fact, I think it took her almost 8 months to achieve her first promotion as certified consultant. So just because you may or may not get off to that start you'd hoped, it does not determine where you're going to end in this business. So please keep that in mind. And sometimes, we think we have it all worked out and it doesn't work out so much. So instead of quitting or giving up, you just need to learn to pivot. Many of us, and in fact, probably every single one of us have had to do that at least once, if not multiple times within our business. So just remember, giving up does not count for a pivot. It's just finding a different way to work the business. So, and again, yeah, celebrate every win. If you get an order, great. If you do a new post on social media and someone likes it, celebrate. The most important thing we talk a lot about within our community is remaining positive and being consistent. And the other thing is just believe. If you believe and you have a healthy mindset, I'm here to tell you it definitely plays out and it will present itself with rewards. It's when you let what others are saying or others are doing get in your way that can then affect the outcome. So we want to push all of that aside and just remain positive and be consistent in working your business, and you're going to see those results. Okay, and then this is talking about sponsoring. So just real quick, some of you are like, okay, wait, I just joined. There's no way possible I could have someone join my team. Well, let me just give a little tiny little commercial around that. If you were to ask all successful consultants in Scentsy, I mean, I'm telling you, every single one of them, what they would do different if they could do it all over again, every single one of them would tell you, I wish I would have started sponsoring sooner. So there's a couple reasons for that. Number one, it's just fun. It's just fun when you're doing something with someone else. So, whoever your best friend is, your sister, your cousin, your neighbor, whoever you think might be great at it, maybe you don't think they'll be great, but it would just be a good time. Have them join your team. Yes, right now, even before maybe you've even put in a sale, because you don't have to know everything. You guys are going to learn this together, but good news, you've got sponsors, upline directors, and me that are also there to support them. So you don't have to know all the things to be a good sponsor. Okay, so it's really important. So if you're having conversations across the table, your kid comes in, your girlfriend comes over and she's excited, say, hey, you can join my team. Why not be first? Join my team. Let's do this together. Let's have some fun. So really important to keep that in mind as well. Okay. And then obviously these are just some different quotes and some different little things I'm just going to touch on really quick. And first of all, I do think it's important for most of us. I think we do better when we set goals and if we write those goals down. So everybody joins for different reasons. Some of you might have joined because you just need gas money. Some of you may literally need to make your car payment or even maybe something bigger, a mortgage payment. But that's not always the case. Sometimes people are doing fine on the financial end, but they want extra. They want to take their family to Disney World. So they want to be able to have an opportunity and make some extra income specifically for a purpose such as that, like an extra. Some people just want to make friends and have fun socially. We have a good time. If you saw recently, many of us just came back from Scentsy Family Reunion, and if you couldn't tell, we had a blast. So Scentsy does love to take us to fun places. We like to travel. We like to do things together within our team and our organization, and even just out on these Zooms. I can tell you there's many a times we have really good times. So you will make friendships. So set goals, whatever those goals might be. They don't all have to be around money. Because again, I don't know why maybe you joined Scentsy, but I know why you did join, anything is possible. But set some goals and then use us and those around us to help you achieve them. Okay, so just a few things that I want to make sure that you're thinking about before I share the resources, and then can wrap this up here pretty quick here, is it's really important that you focus on what can I do to get myself out there, but also what is best practices for making sure that I succeed. And one is bookings. So when we talk about bookings, we are a party plan company, but a lot of people choose not to do parties, and that's okay. Like I said, there's not one way to do this business. So when I talk about bookings, it doesn't necessarily mean a home party. It could mean a lot of things. It could mean a home party. It could mean an online party. It can mean what we call a bag party or sometimes a pouch party, which we can follow up in later trainings about with that. It can also mean a fundraiser. That's another thing that we really promote within Scentsy is giving back more than you take. And we can do Scentsy fundraisers, and that counts. Doing events. I personally love to do events. So if that is something you have an interest or an opportunity to do, that counts as a booking as well. And make sure you're letting people know that you would love to have referrals. Because again, they may say, oh my gosh, I just ordered a bunch of Scentsy. I have a whole drawer full right now of Scentsy bars. And your next then could be, okay, well, thank you. Just let me know when you need more. But if you have any friends or family, please let them know I am now their Scentsy lady, and make sure that you're constantly doing that. We talk a lot about follow-up because follow-up is truly the key. I've had people ask me, how are you successful? Like, I don't understand. How have you done this? How do you have such a great business? And here's the reality. I take care of people. If you take care of your customers, they don't have a reason to go anywhere else. So whether you have 2, 20, 200, or 2,000 customers, you're going to stay in business if you keep taking care of them. And by taking care of them, they are going to refer people to you so that your customer base will continue to grow. It's very important. Again, we have lots of additional follow-up information, so we're not going to dive into that really deep. But I just want to make sure I point out the importance. That is probably, I would say, the very top thing, if I could tell anybody, is when you get customers to take care of them first and foremost, above all things. Again, like I mentioned, we have the Tuesday trainings that corporate does, as well as within our group. We offer a variety of different trainings on anything and everything you can ever imagine. We talk a lot about branding yourself. So making sure that others know that you sell Scentsy. You could do that by, you'll see a lot of people have decals on their car. A lot of people will wear Scentsy, t-shirts or Scentsy shirts that are identifying themselves as a consultant. Sometimes in the workplace, that's not an option. So people will have a tote bag that says Scentsy Independent Consultant, or maybe their water jug they bring in says Scentsy Independent Consultant. You hang out at the beach or the pool. Well, that would be great if you get to do that every day. Guess what? We have beach towels that say Scentsy. So finding a way to brand yourself with Scentsy things, but not only that, is utilizing the opportunities you have as you are out and about and marketing yourself and finding your own branding within yourself so that people will identify you not only as, in my case, Tracy DeMario, but as Tracy DeMario, the Scentsy lady. Really important. Product knowledge is the key. I'm going to show you here in a moment where to locate the FAQs. Remember when I talked about my binder? So in my binder, we didn't have nearly as many then because we didn't have as many products as we do now. But I printed off all of the FAQs and I had those just in the protected sheets. And I had those in my binder that I took everywhere with me. And it worked really well because as much as I'd like to think I could remember all the things, absolutely not, cannot. Team and personal development. Again, you're going to see that we are going to be sharing a lot of that within our group, as well as business growth development, events on how to do events, how to do fundraisers, and sample making. So these are all things that we are going to be talking to you about over the coming days and weeks. But remember, you set your pace as much as this. Again, we would love for all of you to hit the ground running. We understand that we all have other things outside of Scentsy. And so depending on your circumstances, determines how much you can do and when. We're just here to support you with where you are. Okay. So you sometimes, maybe if you're working with your sponsor and you're running with your Scentsy, something comes up, it's okay to say, okay, I need to pause for the next couple of days because I've got this going on or I've got that going on. Totally okay. Just communicate with us so that we kind of know where you're at with your training and what your needs are. Because it's, again, our goal. We just want to help see you be successful. So let me just share you a couple things. The first thing that I want to do is I want to go over to our Facebook group and make sure you guys know how to utilize some of the resources that we have here. So this is the Scented Bliss Family Facebook group. And a few things that people may or may not realize exist. Number one is if we look over here, you'll see featured, see these feature posts. So these are posts that we feel are important that we want you to be able to access and easily find. So when you click on featured posts, you're going to see things like the planning ahead document for August. Every month, Scentsy has put together a planning ahead document. And we are going to encourage you to, again, I would print it out, but that's up to you, or save it somewhere so you can easily reference it. And then you'll see we have some other items as well that are really important. One of which is this here. So this is a site that was created to help our new consultants. It is the Scented Bliss Family New Consultant Launch site. So this is a website. You can save it, bookmark it as one of your favorites. And it is basically going to be your first go-to reference. When you look over here at Quick Start, it's going to talk about your workstation. It's going to show you how to find things in your workstation and give you all the information you could possibly want to know around utilizing your workstation. So that is an area obviously you're going to want to visit. We talked about awards. This does a better job of kind of breaking it down. Again, this is in the consultant guide. However, this is just another place that you can see it. And it describes the different levels, what you can achieve. Here's an example of what could come in the Shooting Star Enhancement Kit. It does change every catalog season, so contents can vary. And then, of course, the charms or the pins. So you'll see additional information on here. So this is where you're going to find that. Again, let me go back. That was on the Facebook group under featured. Okay, so that's where you're going to want to utilize that. We also have events like this one that take place on a regular basis, and you're going to locate those events again right here where it says events. Obviously, we're going to have files and we have albums of different images that consultants share that any of you guys can utilize. Probably my favorite part of Facebook are the guides. They used to be called units. They're now referred to as guides. I consider them like a file folder of information all around a similar topic. So I love these. We have one for new consultants. We have one for fundraisers. There's a lot of different ones on any and everything around Scentsy. I want to go down and point out a few on the very bottom here real quick though, so bear with me. Okay, so every month we create a new one. For example, this is August. So any special promotions, news that is posted, anything related to August, you're going to find in the August guide. So let's say today you see something about the new Friends launch, and then tomorrow you're like, oh my gosh, I can't remember how much that warmer was, and you're not sure where to get that information. Guess what? Just go to August because it came out, it was launched in August. You're going to find it under August. Okay. I also referenced earlier sample posts. So every catalog season, there will be a guide with some sample posts that you can share and you can utilize when sharing the business places. Okay. And again, Scent and Warmer of the Month, I told you there'd be more information on that. So you can just kind of go through these guides and you'll find, like I said, they're basically like a file folder full of useful information. So that's just a quick rundown on how and where to access things within our Facebook group. The other resource that I like to share, which is a new one, and that one, oh, that's not it. Hang on. There we go. And this is our Scented Bliss Family Resource website that we put together. And it has got a lot of information. So I don't want you to be overwhelmed. You don't need to click on all the things, but you might just start with one thing. And then once you get comfortable with that section, move on to the other sections. If you're a reinstated consultant, I do want to point out we have an entire section here for reinstated consultants, as well as an entire section for new consultants. If you scroll down, you will find a variety of other topics that maybe you need additional information on. Remember how I mentioned the FAQs? There's all the FAQs in one place, so you could simply print those off. Maybe you have no idea what it means to follow up with someone. When you click on that, it's going to give you a variety of different ideas and systems that consultants currently use for follow-up. Maybe you're really struggling with, I don't even know how to get PRV, which is sales. It's another thing is sales. We also refer to this, just so you guys get familiar with the term IPA, stands for income producing activities. So that's just another term I wanted to give you guys familiar with. So when you click there, you're going to find a wealth of different ideas and things that you can try to get sales. So I think you probably get the idea, but there's a lot of different things here that you guys can check out for different ways to work the business. Okay, so I'm going to come back here now to you guys. Hang on. Okay, I have stopped the recording. There we go. And now I'm back. Okay, so I stopped the recording. Therefore, if there's any of you guys that are on would like to unmute and have specific questions, I know myself, and I saw we have some other leaders that are also on here today, would absolutely love to answer those questions and or help you in any way. So the floor is yours. Oh, how exciting. I see we've got another new consultant on here. Let's see. Is it Exandria? I hope I said that right. What a beautiful name, if that's correct. I like it. She is earning her kit. That is great. So let me just, if I could do a little, oh, it says I'm still recording. I thought I stopped that. Hold on. That's one moment.
It's pronounced Diandria.
It's, we say